Okay, so we looked at the enemies in the last video. Now let's look at the towers. All right, so here's my tower. Um, and the tower has a script, which is called tower, has a weapon system and a pivot and a target and a detection radius. So what happens with the tower is that on update, if it has a target, it looks at the target and then checks to see the distance. How far away is the target? If the distance is beyond the detection radius, then the target is null. So we don't shoot at it once we move outside of our range. Otherwise, we stop shooting. Um, and then try to acquire a target. The way we acquire a target is we use a physics.overlap sphere from our position with a detection radius, which is by default 100F, but I've made it 50 over here. And if there are no colliders found, then the target is null, weapon system stops. Otherwise, we look for the closest target. So this returns an array of colliders. I set the closest distance to 1,000 to start, and then I just find the distance from each collider to the position. And then if the distance is less than the closest distance, we acquire the target transform, and the closest distance becomes that. And we continue looking for the closest target. Once we find it, target gets closest target. And if the weapon system is not emitting and we have a target, then weapon system.play. Stop shooting does something with an emitter here, and didn't really work. Instead, we would just weapon system.stop. But yes, okay, so there it is. That's what the tower does. The weapon system is actually clear down here on the. So this is the tower top. And then we have this effect, the particle effect, which is from Cinti Studios. I didn't make it myself. I did modify it to fit, but I didn't make it myself. It's got lots of stuff going on. This is the tracer bullet, this one right here. And on this system, I have an attack script. It deals 10 damage. And the attack script simply says, on particle collision, game object other. And then I get the stats off of that. If it's not null, if it had a stats object, then take damage. So this is a little bit different from the way Argon Assault worked, because Argon Assault, the enemy was the one that was detecting its hit. Here, the gun is detecting the hit so that I can give different damage based on the weapon that's doing the shooting. A little different, but anyway, that's how the towers work.